Hello, I'm going to show you how to use the buffer writer if you want to write CSV or TXT information to a file. So in other words, this is taking string values, and you want string values and you want to put it onto permanent storage. Here it's on the C drive and it is going to a TXT file. It can also be a CSV file. So unformatted string data. And I'm using FileWriter to maintain the file location, and I use BufferedWriter, the class BufferedWriter, that will do the writing of data onto the file or onto permanent storage into a file. So it's very simple. You create your object of the FileWriter and of the BufferedWriter, and you have to use your try-catch. So there's a checked exceptions. So the FileWriter is a checked exception. So you then simply get the data that you need. Here I'm looping an array, and I write every value of the array into the file. So the method that is used to write is write, and it's part of my BufferedWriter class. And so I go use this line, which is a string variable, and write it using the BufferedWriter. And that is how I write something. And then after that, I've got to close my BufferedWriter, and I've also got to close my FileWriter. So it's very simple. That's how you do it. Okay, so just why would you use BufferedWriter? You can also use PrintWriter. So BufferedWriter and PrintWriter, both of them do the same thing. In other words, saving CSV or TXT data, so unformatted string data into a file. So the BufferedWriter would first buffer. It would first take all the data that you're writing and buffer it before it actually accesses your hard drive. So it's fairly efficient. Where the FileWriter would, every time that you click on write, where every time that you say write, it will actually directly go to the C drive and write. So the accessing of the hard drive is more than when you use the BufferedWriter. Well, depending on how much data you write at a time. But the FileWriter might be easier to use, but the BufferedWriter might be more efficient to use. So not in terms of what you do, but in terms of the BufferedWriter is more efficient in terms of processing and how quickly it takes to save the data. So that is really why you would use BufferedWriter or PrintWriter.